Well, folks, I didn't really think I would ever be involved in a stock with this much drama outside of maybe Tesla, but folks, do we have a drama show for you here today in regards to the chef. So here we are, right? Here we are. I'm trying to get this video out as fast as possible, so we're not even going to edit this video. We're just going to release it however it comes out, okay? But essentially, over a half hour before the market close, next thing you know, on message boards, on Twitter, everything across the board, people got the numbers. The Tattoo Chef numbers that are supposed to come out after the bell. All of a sudden, this SEC filing gets leaked. And next thing you know, everybody's like, hey, they did 58.8 million, 44% revenue growth. And this is turning up all over the place before market closes, okay? And it was pretty obvious because all of a sudden the stock shot way down as soon as this news broke, and it's like, what in the world is going on here? Next thing you know, I'm checking this out. I'm seeing these forms they're posting. Yeah, these are Securities and Exchange Commission forms that are basically being filed here that somehow got leaked and released literally before market closes, okay? I mean, this isn't something that usually happens, and this is something that usually shouldn't happen. Yeah, because obviously it's material information, and if material information gets leaked, that's not a good thing because it affects stock prices, right? And so that's why all of a sudden, next thing you know, Tattoo Chef stock was selling off, okay? Look at this. This was in that report that comes out literally before the market even closes, like almost an hour before. Revenue for the 3 months ended September 30th, 2021 increased approximately 17.8 mil, 44% to 58.8 mil. This is like crazy. I've never seen this. In my 12 plus years being in the stock market, I've never seen numbers for a company get leaked like this, okay? I've had, suspicions of sometimes leaked numbers because you'll get a big move in a stock price or something like that right before, like, in earnings comes out like a half hour before, 15 minutes before, and it's like, does somebody know something here? Does, like, Wall Street have a little insight on this? Did they get the numbers before everybody else? Because that stock's moving already and the earnings aren't even out, right? But this is like straight up, like everybody had access to this. If you have the link, like everybody had access to this. It's on the SEC filings. I'm like, this is absolutely craziness. Now, also in this, it was very, very important. They said that basically they're looking into the numbers of the past, and they expect an immaterial change to any of the past numbers. Now, immaterial is very important. That basically means it's not a material difference. Okay, a material difference would be a substantial difference in the numbers. Something went wrong there in the past with the accounting or something like that. So that's great news that it's an immaterial difference. Okay, but needless to say, this is absolute craziness that the numbers leaked, way before the market closes, okay? So I went on my Instagram. I said, this is crazy. By the way, if you don't follow me on IG, follow me on IG. TTCF numbers got leaked. Everybody's got access to this. It's on Twitter. It's on message boards. It's everywhere. Supposedly 44% revenue growth. Crazy. By the way, I did a poll earlier in the day on my Instagram. This is how I would call it divisive of a stock. Tattoo Chef really is. Look at this. Perfect. 50-50. 50% of the people said the stock would crash. 50% said skyrocket. Like, it's even as all things in life should be. Absolutely extraordinary, okay? Now, you had short sellers all of a sudden, taking this moment to then, make up obviously stuff. This person saying, why are they saying 58 mil? Insiders are telling me 53 mil. Trash stock, all of a sudden you get stuff like that out there. And people are confused during a time like this, right? Where they're like, wait, what do I believe here? Are these real numbers coming out? This SEC filing here, is this real? This is crazy. And then you have shorts obviously saying stuff like that, trying to get people to sell out. Yeah, it's a drama show nonetheless. And so next thing you know, the stock tanks down, right? And by the way, also Tattoo Chef announced they're going to participate in this Jefferies West Coast Consumer Conference. And by the way, I'm going to share in this video exactly like where I think the stock price is going tomorrow, moves I made after hours, moves I'm planning on making in regards to Tattoo Chef. I'm going to share all that in this video as well, okay? But nonetheless, the stock goes down, right? I mean, it made a nice run up to 17 plus, and then just boom, as soon as this right here, essentially, guys, right here, this was when the news broke, right? Around those numbers there, and it just boom, it shot down and bounced back, shot down and bounced back. But needless to say, the stock ended up finishing down 3% for the day. Now, it was down even a lot more than that at one point. I didn't want to make a move in relation to it because, you know, I know there's a lot of eyeballs on me. If I was not on YouTube, I would have been buying the stock, needless to say, right when it made that drop. It's just, you know, I get a little worried about like, hey, there's these numbers leaked. Are they going to look at me? You know, I have to really watch myself. Let's just put it that way, okay? So, needless to say, it's everywhere. Everybody's posting it, 44% year-over-year growth. Nice. You know, the numbers are going, you know, insane. And it's just a wild situation as far as the stock. I mean, just who could have expected this? I've never seen this, okay? I've never seen this. And I've seen a lot in the stock market, but I've never seen a company, essentially the numbers come out almost an hour before they were supposed to. It's just craziness, absolute craziness nonetheless, okay? So that's all going on. And then after hours, okay, all of a sudden the stock opens up right away after hours. This is before the press release comes out. So everybody should already know the numbers now at this point, okay? And I can guarantee you the people that probably sold off, probably either traders or likely, funds or whatnot, because they got the numbers right away so they can make their judgments. Okay, I want to sell the stock, buy the stock, whatever, right? So they make their moves there. But right after hours, before the press release comes out, it's already down 3.7%. I saw it down as much as almost 5% at one point, right? This is before the press release comes out still at this point in time when I take this screenshot, all right? So it's clear like somebody's trying to, you know, get the stock down. Next thing you know, the stocks break even after all that drama, right? Numbers are still not out, just a crazy volatility. You got obviously people saying crazy stuff like this. Jeremy sold his full position after hours, you know? It's just, you know, people just say whatever they want to say, right? And some people might even believe it. That's the sad part. But yeah, drama. Then finally the press release comes out. It finally comes out. Record Tattooed Chef reports third quarter 2021 fiscal results. Record quarterly revenue of 58.8 mil, an increase of 44%. So first off, that number is slightly disappointing to me. I was hoping for 50% plus, okay? In my opinion, here's what's going on. I think it's been slow to get into a lot of stores, essentially. And when I say slow, it's not like Tattooed Chef is moving slow. It's like, I think retail stores are understaffed and they're taking forever with their freezer resets. I'm looking at Smith stores and I'm like, holy smokes, guys, like, are you ever going to reset these dang freezers? And so I think a lot of the companies are they're in labor shortages and freezer resets are taking longer than expected, essentially. But needless to say, 44% growth is still amazing. Yeah, it's not the 50% plus growth I wanted, but 44% is still 44% growth. That's an extraordinary number. The even more important metric, okay, is this one here. Branded revenue growth increased 56% to 35.3 mil. That is Tattooed Chef actual branded products. The overall revenue, that can take into account Tattooed Chef's old business, which was essentially selling private label stuff, and take their new business. So branded revenue being up 56%, despite freezer resets in a lot of these stores taking forever. Yeah, definitely good numbers. Like I said, I wanted 50%. They did 44. I'm not going to switch my opinion. If they did 56, I also wouldn't switch my opinion. It's like, regardless, 40%, 50%, 60%, it's all phenomenal numbers in the end when it comes to this. They said, we are pleased with our third quarter results with record revenue driven by our Tattooed Chef branded products, said Sam Galletti, president and CEO of the company. Tattooed Chef is now a top 10 brand across the club, grocery, and mass channels in categories in which we compete. That's big, guys. Once again, got to remember this. If we just go back 2 years ago in time, no one heard of Tattooed Chef. This wasn't in anybody's stores or anything like that. And to already be a top 10 brand across club, grocery, and mass channels and categories that they compete, that's a big deal, okay? Nonetheless, our branded products are now in over 13,000 stores nationwide, and we have executed on our plan to diversify both channel and customer mix. Looking ahead, we believe we are well positioned to execute on our growth strategy with tremendous momentum entering 2022 and beyond. Sarah Galletti, Chief Creative Officer, who's basically the one that makes all these products, okay? She says, we are thrilled with Tattooed Chef's acceptance at retail stores and believe products resonate with the next generation of consumers. Absolutely. Based upon the sell-through we're seeing, yes, I believe that as well. We are constantly looking for new ways to go to market, and supported by our recently announced acquisitions, we plan to expand our product portfolio beyond the freezer aisle, allowing consumers to enjoy Tattooed Chef products at home or on the go. I've never been more excited about the future opportunities for growth. Obviously, they're talking about getting into the snack category, nutritional bars, meal replacement bars, those sorts of things, which is a crazy big opportunity, just as big, if not bigger, long-term opportunity than actually the frozen opportunity for this company, which is, you know, that's a crazy opportunity. Like now in some of these Target stores, they're getting a full door, okay? You know, if things keep trending this way, the next thing you know, they're going to have 2 full doors, 3 full doors. It's absolutely extraordinary, especially once again for nobody to ever heard of this brand 2 years ago. To make this much progress in the food space in 2 years' time, it's off the charts epic, okay? For the full year, the company now expects revenue of 210 to 215, so that's disappointing. You know, I was hoping for 230 plus this year. That's still an increase of 41 to 45% compared to 2020. I think 2 things have kind of hurt them. Well, maybe even 3 things. I think the main thing has just been slow freezer resets in these stores. So basically, if a store's, you know, a month behind, 2 months behind on a freezer reset, right? All of a sudden you're put into the situation where you need, you know, like your product's just sitting in the back room or whatever, or in the warehouse for that company, waiting to get those resets in, right? And so you can't get that sell through and then that reorder in time. At the end of the day, does it make a difference? Like, no, it doesn't. Like, for the long-term trajectory of this company, if a retailer's a month behind on resets, who cares? It hurts quarterly numbers, right? But does it hurt the long-term numbers? Absolutely not. So still, the numbers are phenomenal, just not quite as phenomenal as I want. And then I think the other kind of factor behind these numbers is weaker, basically the generic business, right? Which is them just selling like non-branded Tattoo Chef items. Those numbers have been disappointing because I don't think the company really cares about that business anymore. So they're just kind of letting it fall to the wayside. The margins for that business aren't great. And ultimately, that's not the future of Tattoo Chef. Like this is a company that is all focused on Tattoo Chef branded products, right? It'd be like Tesla, like let's say Tesla had a business where they just sell to other car manufacturers, or they could sell actual Tesla branded products. Like obviously you want to be the one that sells the actual Tesla branded products, right? Gross margin, they expect in the range of 12 to 14%. Adjusted EBITDA of negative 18 mil to 20 mil. The company is committed to an aggressive plan of growing its brand through an extensive marketing and promotional spending that has already produced significant revenue growth in both grocery and mass retail. Basically, the company is trying to make sure they support the brand as much as possible as they're getting into all these retailers, right? Because, like I said, 2 years ago, they weren't in Target, they weren't in Walmart, they weren't in Kroger, they weren't in Albertsons, they weren't in Safeway, they weren't in Vons, they weren't in like anybody, right? And so all of a sudden, they're getting in all these retailers and are going to continue to over the next several quarters. And so you want to make sure the sell-through is strong, right? So the sell-through can be strong and you can hopefully, you know, get those reorders again and get more SKU space over time, right? You don't want to flop when you get there. So it's very, very important. I agree with it. Capital expenditures expected to be in the range of 15 to 20 mil. The company is in a high growth phase and does not provide guidance for its most directly comparable GAAP measure, net income, and similarly cannot provide a reconciliation between its forecasted adjusted EBITDA and net income metrics without unreasonable effort due to the starting of a new facility, inflation with the economy, Rona related uncertainties that, you know, and all those sorts of things, right? And so, obviously, the company's in a rapid growth phase. This is a company that went from, you know, a little private label business to all of a sudden, wow, the world's looking at them and, you know, they're getting in all these big retailers. You go in Target now and you're starting to see 15 SKUs in a lot of these Targets. I was at one Target and I saw over 20 SKUs in Arizona. Like, out of nowhere. Like the growth has just been astronomical for this company, 56% branded revenue growth. I would like them to grow even stronger, right? But still, 56% branded revenue growth is still 56% branded revenue growth, right? So after hours, what did I go ahead and do? Well, once the press release was out and everything like that, and so now it was everybody for sure understood what was going on, I basically made a little buy order. I bought 1,111 shares of Tattoo Chef at $15.43. Basically, I've been trying to buy that stock under $15.50, and I felt like this was my chance, so I went ahead and did it. And my plan is, you know, as far as tomorrow goes, okay? By the way, earnings call is going on literally right now as I'm recording this, so as far as the earnings call goes, I'm going to listen to that after this video's over, and I'll do a full dedicated video based upon what comes out on that earnings call on Financial Education 3. So if you haven't subscribed to Financial Education 3, subscribe over there. I'll have a video coming out for you guys tonight on what information comes out of that conference call, because I can almost guarantee you we're going to get some material information on that conference call. Oh, by the way, also, if you want to listen to the conference call yourself, we should have it up tonight or tomorrow morning on the Hungry Bowl app. Basically, there's a little thing in there where you can listen to conference calls. Just type in TTCF and go to earnings calls. Should have that, but yeah, I'll do a full breakdown of that because I can almost guarantee you there's going to be some material information that gets talked about in that conference call, so that's going to need its own like dedicated video there, okay? Now, in terms of my plan tomorrow and what I think is going to happen with the stock price tomorrow, I think the stock price is really going to be driven tomorrow. Okay, so whatever it opens at, that's going to be really driven by, I think, bigger investors and traders, okay? So from the time the stock opens, whether it opens at 1550, 1570, 1530, 16, I think after that moment, this is going to be driven by retail investors tomorrow, in my personal opinion. I think any traders and any big money that's involved with the stock, which there isn't a ton of big money because it's a $1-something billion market cap and it's still somewhat of a new company in the public market. It's only been public for a little over a year. I think after that moment, we're going to see what's going on in the retail investor community. We're going to see who sells out of the stock, who buys the stock, who is happy and thrilled with the long-term vision of the company, and who's not. That will give us our true clue on where retail's at, okay? That will be what drives the stock because, like I said, big money that was involved with the stock or traders, they've already made their move or they'll make their move in pre-market. And so once the market actually opens, especially after it's been open for 15 minutes, that's going to be completely driven by retail at that point, okay? Now, for me personally, I wouldn't be surprised if the stock has a pretty decent day tomorrow because here's the thing you got, okay? One, I'll likely be buying tomorrow, okay? So I'll be likely a buyer in the market, especially if it's under $16. I'm going to likely be buying the stock. And if it's under 1550, yeah, I'm going to be a heavy buyer, okay? And so you're going to have me buying out there. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of other investors who have been waiting for the boogeyman to get out of this stock, right? And so the boogeyman's out now, okay? They are now set themselves up in a position where they can hopefully beat numbers, right? Around quarterly numbers, you know, the shorts thought these were going to be some disastrous numbers. They still did 44% revenue growth and 56% branded revenue growth. I don't call that a disaster. They slightly missed, okay? So those numbers are extraordinary. And I don't think, I don't think the shorts have much ammo here in this situation. The boogeyman's out. Now all you have is Tattoo Chef continuing to ramp up revenue next year and in future years, get more and more SKUs out there. You got likely they're already talked about in 2022 they're going to get in the snack category. They got more frozen food SKUs coming. They're likely going to get in meal replacement bars, nutritional bars, and that whole crazy opportunity and the brand getting even more famous and more known. So yeah, I don't think there's a lot of ammo the shorts really have to go off of now. And now that the company's taken down numbers, you took the boogeyman out of the market of, oh, could they miss numbers for the full year or something like that. Now, if anything, I think there's nothing but upside there where they could beat full year numbers, come in better than expected, and everything will look even better than a lot of folks expected. So I think that's big that you get that boogeyman out of the market of, oh, it's going to be a disastrous quarter, and it just wasn't a disastrous quarter, okay? So yeah, I'm going to likely be a buyer tomorrow, especially if the stock's under 16 and under 1550. That's where I really start buying dang heavy, okay? Once again, I'm going to do a full video tonight on Financial Education 3 in relation to the earnings call. I'm going to listen to that right now. And so definitely subscribe over there and make sure you subscribe to this channel. Much love as always, guys. Wow. Drama. That's all I got to say about that. Drama, baby. All right, guys. Much love as always. Don't forget to smash and peace.